Aftershot rang in Ford's Theater. Night of April 14th. Booth leapt stage, limped to alley mounted. Swift horse galloped into darkness. Washington thrown into chaos. Soldiers poured through streets. Bells clanged. Citizens cried rebellion. Renewed. Guards sealed bridges. Patrols swarmed alleys. Rumors swirled. Confederates invading fires, set everywhere. Government shaken, yet Stanton seized control, ordering search immediate. Posters rushed to printers, bearing assassin's name, face promise of reward. Booth fled south across Navy Yard Bridge. Guards challenged, yet he passed. Claiming urgent business riders galloped behind, but darkness shielded him. He rode hard, leg broke in pain, stabbing, yet fury drove him. He met accomplice, David Harold, who guided him through back roads, swamps toward Maryland countryside. Together they sought Dr. Samuel Mudd, who treated fractured leg-splinting wound, binding with cloth. Though later claimed ignorance, many doubted Doctor's farm became mark of suspicion forever. Meanwhile, city under martial law, soldiers patrolled torches, lit corners, crowds gathering around Peterson House where President dying. At dawn, word spread, Lincoln gone. Bells tolled cannon, fired salute, draped black bunting-covered windows. Citizens wept openly, then turned rage toward assassin. Vows of vengeance echoed through taverns, barracks, churches. Stanton declared manhunt across entire land. No harbor shall hide him, he thundered. Posters offered $100,000. Reward for Booth and accomplices. Detective soldiers. Cavalry scoured roads, ferries, rivers. Telegraph wires crackled with orders. Border states sealed. Ferry captains questioned riders, strangers. Scrutinized. Every barn, every thicket. Might conceal fugitive nation, became net closing. Tighter with each hour. Yet Booth rode deeper into Maryland, woods guided by Southern sympathizers. Some offered shelter food, whispering prayers for cause already lost. Others turned away fearful of wrath. Union troops closing in. As correspondent, I followed first hours of search streets, of Capitol swarmed with troops. Bugles blared, drums rolled, cannons aimed at bridges. Fear gripped citizens, rumors endless. Some said, whole Confederate cabal, behind plot planning to burn city, kill cabinet, seize power, guards arrested, suspects dragged them through streets, prisons filled with accused, many innocent, panic supreme. Yet amid frenzy trail of Booth, clear southward into countryside, Union cavalry spurred, after bent on vengeance, relentless pursuit begun. Through April 15th and 16th, Booth and Harold moved cautiously along back roads of Maryland. Moonlight glimmered across swamps. Owls calling horses splashed through creeks. Fugitives weary, Booth's leg throbbed, swollen bound in splint. Pain gnawed, yet pride sustained him. He scribbled in diary, convinced act, noble sacrifice, believing he struck. Tyrant freed south. His words fevered self-delusion. Nation would see, martyr not murderer. Yet beyond woods America wept. Cursed his name, hunted him like beast. At farmhouses, Confederate sympathizers offered shelter, food, whispered prayers. They brought bread, milk, bandages. Some risked lives hiding fugitives in attics, thickets, barns. Yet fear constant soldiers scoured countryside, every road picketed. Cavalry galloped lanes, questioning every traveler. Booth and Harold often forced to hide, all day crawl out at night, guided by stars. Harold led path south toward Potomac, hoping to cross into Virginia, where guerrillas might protect. Union detectives spread wide net questioning. Neighbors raiding homes at Dr. Mudd's farm. Investigators already suspicious. Mudd denied knowledge, but soldiers pressed, finding evidence of Booth's stay. His reputation ruined, though guilt debated for years. Beyond farms people torn, some pitied wounded actor, once famous, beloved on stage. Others spat cursed, calling him coward, devil monster. They feared harboring would bring ruin, yet silence enough to let him slip further south. Each hour danger thickened. Cavalry patrols passed within yards, sometimes Booth hearing clatter of sabers, shouts of troopers, hearts pounding, hiding in undergrowth. Breath held while horses stamped ground above, yet luck held guides. Ferried him across creeks, swamps thick with mosquitoes, mud clung to boots, stench of marsh choking. Still he pressed forward, limping, cursing, yet dreaming escape. Meanwhile, capital tightened, noose rewards, posted across land, posters nailed to trees, taverns, courthouses reading, wanted. John Wilkes Booth alive or dead, crowd stared at familiar handsome face, now symbol of villainy. Children traced outline with sticks, soldiers vowed to shoot on sight. Ministers thundered from pulpits. No sin darker than murder of deliverer. Nation united in vengeance. Booth blind to storm closing. He saw only himself, hero in drama, nation condemned. As correspondent, riding with cavalry detachments, I saw scale of pursuit. Telegraph poles carried orders night and day. Trains steamed with troops. Dogs brought to track scent. Farmers dragged from homes, interrogated lantern. Light searched barns, haystacks, swamps. Men swore Booth near, some claimed saw him, others lies. Yet tension grew until all Maryland seemed battlefield without armies. People lived in fear, fugitive moving among them, shadow haunting every night. By April 19th, Booth and Harold reached banks of Potomac River, hoping cross into Virginia. Yet night dark winds, high tide swift, they hired small boat drifted blindly. Missing channels swept back into Maryland, exhausted, soaked cold, they hid again, cursing fate. Booth's leg inflamed, fever rising still. He pressed diary to chest, scribbling lines of defiance. He convinced South still honor him, yet news everywhere told opposite. Lincoln mourned as St. Millions, grieving city after city, draped black flags, lowered bells, tolling crowds silent. His deed brought not uprising, but unity. At last, guided by sympathizers, they found crossing. Calmer night reached Virginia. Swampy shore, horses procured rode deeper. South country barren soldiers, everywhere patrols relentless. Yet sympathetic farmers still offered food, though fear visible. Some turned them away, slamming doors, whispering. Union cavalry near Booth grew irritable. Quarrels with Harold constant, he spoke often of stage. Imagined audiences still cheering. Even as fugitive, he clung to illusion of actor in final play. Meanwhile, pursuit tightened. Colonel Baker's detectives trailed every rumor. Scouts crossed Potomac, searching farms, taverns, pressing locals with questions. Cavalry squads fanned Virginia lanes by April 23rd. Reward notices papered. Every tree barn, tavern door. Crowds eager to claim. Soldiers restless swore. Capture soon inevitable. Fugitives reached Garrett Farm near Port Royal. April 24th. Exhausted, desperate, they begged shelter. Farmer uneasy, yet allowed them tobacco food. Barn for sleep. Booth lay on straw, clutching pistol, dreaming escape to mountains or west, Harold. Restless urged move, but Booth refused. Leg too swollen, spirit stubborn, he insisted, fate still noble. Diary pages filled with justifications. He imagined history absolve him even as hounds of nation closed. Neighbors suspicious saw strangers, whispers spread, Union patrols, learned trail, narrowed Garrett. Family nervous, pressed Booth to move, he delayed, refusing pride stronger than caution. He limped porch, declaring he would never be taken alive. For 2 days he lingered smoking, pacing barn rafters, creaking each step. Soldiers drew nearer, ring closing soon, his play reach final act. Before dawn, April 26th, Union cavalry under Colonel Conger and Baker's detectives surrounded Garrett Farm. Moon, pale fields hushed, Soldiers crept through orchard pistols, cocked torches ready. Garrett family dragged from house, interrogated trembling, admitted fugitives in tobacco. Barn troops formed ring rifles leveled. Officer called out Booth. Herald surrender, or barn fired. Booth shouted defiant voice, strong though body weak. He swore, never taken alive. Cursed Union demanded fair fight. Harold shaken begged release. After argument, Booth allowed him out. Soldiers seized, bound, dragged away. Booth alone inside, pacing straw, crunching under boot. His voice rang actor's cadence. He declared he died for cause. Said, tell mother I died for South soldiers. Piled brush against barn walls, struck match flames flared. Smoke billowed heat pressed against timbers. Booth cried, let me die like man pistol ready. At last, soldier Sergeant Boston. Corbett aimed through crack-fired shot. Bullet pierced neck. Booth staggered. Dropped pistol fell among straw. Soldiers rushed, dragged him from Flame's body, writhing, choking. He whispered, tell my mother I died for country. Hands groped for diary, found blood-stained pages filled with fevered words, convinced he martyr though world already damned him. Hours later he died on porch of farmhouse gaze, fixed sky whispering useless words, useless act. News flashed across nation assassin dead crowds, cheered relief mingled with sorrow. Booth's body carried north, buried in secret grave, his name cursed forever, once golden on stage, now symbol of treachery. Papers printed lurid details, crowds lined streets to see troopers who captured him. Reward, divided debates lingered. Dr. Mudd and others tried, convicted conspiracy. Prison terms, death sentences, government determined make example. For country Manhunt's end brought closure. People prayed, perhaps. Peace follow Lincoln's death. Vengeance complete. Yet deeper wound remained. President gone, future uncertain. Booth achieved nothing, save shame his bullet silenced leader, yet strengthened resolve. Union more united in mourning than ever before. As correspondent I stood among soldiers watching flames consume barn night air, thick with smoke I wrote. Booth ended not as hero, but cornered animal, hunted, despised. He sought stage, found only ruin. His death closed chapter, begun with single shot in theater, 12 nights before. Nation scarred forever, yet unbroken.